साइड में मैडम थोड़ा सेंटर, हाँ या साइड ला
विद्या जी यहाँ पे,
मैम स्ट्रेट सामने, विद्या जी यहाँ पे मैम स्ट्रेट विद्या सामने पे, हाँ विद्या जी इधर इधर विद्या मैम लोग क्या विद्या जी यहाँ पे सामने विद्या मैम
ठीक है।
विद्या जी ये साइकिल पे विद्या जी सामने थोड़ा विद्या मैम सामने मैम यहाँ पे विद्या जी एकदम सामने मैम विद्या मैम यहाँ पे मैडम एक मिनट पर फोटो बैठना अंदर।
Imagine the opportunities and the showcase that filmmakers from across the world that have an element of India or Malta in them will achieve from such an exciting creative platform. And of course, to share with you the details, how they feel the associations with the Malta India Film Festival, we do have a few special guests and dignitaries in our midst. I'd like to request their presence here on these white chairs, so to speak, on stage. Can I request the presence of Mr. Engelbert Grech, Director of Malta India Film Academy and jury member of the Malta India Film Festival. Mr. Nimish Pandya, Chairperson, Streamcast Group. Mr. Shyam Davar, leading choreographer and artist, the dance guru of India. Mr. Vijay Krishna Acharya, leading Indian filmmaker and jury member of Malta India Film Festival. Ms. Vidya Balan, brand ambassador of the festival and jury member. Our Honorable Minister of Tourism of Malta, Mr. Conrad Mitze. And our Honorable Minister of State for Home Planning and Finance, Mr. Deepak Kesarkar. Thank you to each and every one of you. It is your presence here today, along with our friends from the media, that makes this occasion so perfect. Now, every great idea has a good story. And our story goes back to Streamcast Group, an independent IP cloud operator that leveraged a low bandwidth. So they first set up operations in Malta, and subsequently their first setup here in India is in a place called Savantwadi in Sindhudurg. Now, obviously, with the great and close relations that the Streamcast Group shares with both of these nations, a cultural dialogue was inevitable. And so, under the aegis of the Malta India Film Festival. And now I know you don't want to hear from me, you want to hear from these wonderful people who've taken the stage. So without further ado, I'd like to request Mr. Nimish Pandya, Chairperson of Streamcast Group, to say a few words.
A very good evening to all of you, and a very warm welcome
today's very special evening. On behalf of the Streamcast Group, Streamcast Studios, and the Malta India Film Festival, I'm indeed very, very happy today to be the bridge between India and Malta. Malta is a very fascinating country as we've been there, and our relationship with Malta started a few years ago when we went there in the incidents of seeing a film studio, which my brother Engelbert was in charge that time. And as we saw the studio, we realized the potential. And as a part of our business, we've already in the process of setting up one of the biggest data centers in Europe as far as Malta is concerned. In the beautiful heritage caves of Malta, which were given to Malta by the Americans before they left World War II, we found a great opportunity to retain the heritage caves and create the modern data centers inside these caves. And that's what brought the fortified relationship. The other part was that we realized that Malta has a great relationship with India in terms of culture. The people, very beautiful, very warm. And when we realized that there is so much of talent there as far as filmmaking is concerned and entertainment is concerned, we realized that there was a time. And there we had Vijay already taking the lead from India in setting up the Thugs of Hindustan, which was there. And we realized that if this is the opportunity, all the Indian film industry from every part, north, south, east, west, must know Malta and set up the Maltese picturesque locations that we have to do that. Plus, we realized that between Malta and India, there is a great relationship as far as the opportunities are concerned. We realized that the locations must be available to the Indian people. And from that was born this great platform of MIFA, the Malta India Film Festival. We realized that there is a great opportunity that we can create. And this festival, I mean, I know many people told me one more festival in India, there are so many already. But we realized that this one must be different because this opens the doors to all young filmmakers from all over the world with very specific condition, that the only condition is they should be Malta-centric or India-centric as far as content is concerned and the artists are concerned. So such is the beauty, and I'm indeed very grateful to Brother Vijay Acharya, Vidya Balanji. It's a pleasure to have you on board, and I think you are the right ambassador to create this relationship between the two countries in many, many ways. And ma'am, we are very grateful to you. Thank you very much. I'm also grateful to my Honorable Minister, Shri Kesarkarji. Kesarkarji is in charge of an area of Maharashtra which is full of potential as far as tourism is concerned. And this Malta India Film Festival is going to bring forth. In fact, we have now decided that the new airport at Chipi, which is going to be starting in September, the first charter between Malta and India is going to start off from the Chipi airport. And I think that's where the beginning of the airport is going to happen. And I think that's a great opportunity that we go. I'm indeed very grateful to Minister Konrad Midzi, the Minister of Tourism from Malta. In fact, yesterday I had a very nice thing when the cameraman told me that he looks like a star already. So he's like a film star already in many, many ways. So, and he's lovely family with us today. Welcome, ma'am. We're very happy to have you with us. And the enthusiasm that we have between the Maltese government and the Streamcast, we had a lovely relationship. Very prompt, very happy, very affectionate, and ready to act at the moment. So I think that's the kind of bond that we have. We also have Brother Engelbert, who has had a great experience in Malta as the erstwhile commissioner for films in Malta. And he's the one who really set the ball rolling for our relationship in many, many ways. And none other than Shamak Dawar, who's here just now. He sets the beat, he sets the rhythm, and that's what MIFA is going to be benefited by, because Shamak will set the rhythm for us as we go further. And with all these few words, I once again thank all of you, and I'm very happy to be announcing the Malta India Film Festival 2018. Thank you very much, gentlemen. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Pandya, for setting the tone to this wonderful evening. And I'd like to now take the opportunity to request our Honorable Minister of State for Home Planning and Finance, Mr. Deepak Kesarkar, to share his thoughts with us.
All the dignitaries on and off the dais, it is really a privilege to be here, and I will sincerely thank Streamcast for doing something for my region, not only by establishing a data center, but bringing a change to the ordinary Indian who are looking for IT services, and Streamcast technology will offer them at a very low bandwidth. And that is a game changer in India. But their role is not just limited to that. They are bringing the first charter to my district. In fact, it was an honor meeting the Honorable Tourism Minister of Malta, who was kind enough to visit all our ministries, extending the friendship between India and Malta. And there is something similar with my district, which is very close to Goa, which is the only tourism district of India. Malta, which has a population of just 4.5 lakhs and welcomes more than 50 lakh guests a year. And they expect some good human resources from India. And I'm very much thankful to Streamcast because they intend to start a hospitality training institute in Sindhurga, which will be able to give you good human resources, which can offer good services to your guests in Malta, because my district is declared by Government of India as the cleanliest district of India. And in addition, it is 100% literate district. And in terms of intellectual, it has the highest pass out percentage in the whole of the state. So I think we'll be able to give you good manpower. And equally, my district is known for giving the best of mangoes to the world. Alfonsos are grown in my district, and the cashews are grown in my district. But in addition to that, the people are very humble, very hospitable, and I think it will create a long path of partnership between Maharashtra and Malta. And I know Maharashtra is the most industrialized state in India. In fact, Mumbai is the financial capital of India, and Malta and Maharashtra could go a long way in friendship. And all the dignitaries from the film industries are here. And Mumbai is supposed to be the heart of film industry of India. So I hope we'll have a great relationship between Maharashtra and Malta. On behalf of Government of Maharashtra, I wish this film festival all the best. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for joining us here today. Now, in the Hollywood of the Mediterranean, Malta, Engelbert Grech is a name that is easily recognized and I believe the most sought after. Engelbert was Malta's film commissioner since 2013, and today he is the director of Malta India Film Academy and the head of Streamcast Studios Malta. Sir? If there's anyone who can share the specifics with you about the process, the participation criteria, this is the man.
Honorable Ministers, High Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. I would like to basically give you a very brief overview of what we want to do. Basically, build a creative bridge between Malta and India. And, the best way to do it is through a film festival, something which both countries, both peoples love. This is the first edition. The idea is to do one edition in Malta and then come to India the following year. So we do not want to exclude any country. Basically, it's about bringing together creative people, filmmakers, independent filmmakers from the two countries together, and one day even produce together quality films for the whole world to see. Now, we definitely share a common heritage. Yes, we are both British colonies, ex-British colonies, but that's not it. I've come to India with great pleasure, and I've seen people here that have the same passion for everything that they do especially for films, which basically unites us with Malta. Let's focus a bit on the festival itself. We have some important dates, so the submissions are officially open now. The first deadline is the 15th October, and then obviously we start the evaluation until we come to the selection announcement, and then the festival dates, they will be the 14th, 15th, and 16th of December in Valletta in Malta. Now, many ask us, listen, what are the criteria that will basically determine who can participate in this festival? And these are very simple. Producers must be either from Malta or from India. The film has to be shot in either country, so basically we're focusing here on location. And then the creative elements. We're talking about director, scriptwriter, main actors. They have to come from either Malta or India. So it's very simple. I think we're widening the scope of this festival as much as possible, but there always needs to be Malta or India involved. As far as, number of films, we are focusing on many areas, 3 in particular: feature films, short films, and documentary films. And there will be awards in 10 categories. The total prize money is 200,000 euros, so it's not a small amount, and I think it will be a very good incentive. It will be a very good incentive for both, filmmakers from India and Malta to participate and showcase their talent during this festival. Let's have a look about our film heritage. India has a very, very long history, like Malta does. Malta has been servicing films for the last 90 years, and we've seen very big movies. Gladiator, Troy, Agora, TV series, we mentioned it, Game of Thrones. We had Murder on the Orient Express very recently, Assassin's Creed as well, but, and there's a big but here, Tags of Hindustan is extremely close to my heart because it opened something, a new world for us. And I think it is the film that will create a lot of momentum for this relationship between Malta and India. However, I don't think I'm the right person to talk about it. My friend, Vijay, can speak much more than I can about Tags, and we're looking forward to the first screening next Diwali. So Vijay, in your good hands, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Greg, for sharing the blueprint of the festival with us. And as Mr. Greg just mentioned, we have with us a gentleman, a filmmaker, who had the opportunity to actually go and shoot in Malta. I'm sure everyone here wants to know about what that experience was all about. So please, can I request him to join us on stage? Please put your hands together for Mr. Vijay Krishnacharya, leading Indian filmmaker and jury member.
Good evening, Honorable Minister Kesakarji, Mr. Midji, Engelbert, my friend from the Malta Film Commission. I went to Malta to shoot a film, but I came back with several friends. And I came back with my heart firmly placed somewhere between St. Julian's and Valletta. So, as a filming opportunity, what we needed in Tugs of Hindustan was something which was very specific. And if I talk too much about it, then I will probably take your joy of the film away. So I will not tell you much. But what I will say is that not for a day. We were there for 65 days. And we built something pretty big there. And this was a time where there was an Indian crew and a Maltese crew. And they worked together with language differences sometimes, but with so much passion. And I realized that, that as they say, you can travel the world, but if you're passionate about something, you always find the people that you must meet. And all the people that we met in Malta were equally passionate about films, just the way we desis are, because that's the one thing that unites India. It's the idea of the Hindi film, because we can stand at any corner and criticize it, and our love for our films is immense. Purely in terms of infrastructure, crew, and the warmth of the people, I have to say, I've shot in a lot of countries across the world, but Malta felt so genuinely warm and friendly. There was never anything which I felt we wanted to get done and we were denied. The High Commissioner's here. He was one of the first few people who made our lives easy, because we wanted to go to Malta during Christmas, and it's the holiday time, and our visas came. I mean, it was a bit of a jam, but they came very quickly, and thank you. I must thank you for that. So I look forward to this film festival not only for the fact that I really love Malta, but I think what we need at this time, in these times where the world seems to be pretty stressed out, I think we need a platform which tells us that yes, good will win over evil, that yes, it is all right to be nice. And right now, those are the stories, those things happen largely in stories. In real life, it's happening less and less. So I think if this cultural exchange tells us something about us, which is what a good film ends up doing, then it's a fantastic opportunity for both the countries. And I wish this festival all the best, and I'll always be there in Malta, at least one part of me. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your experience shooting in Malta. And as far as experiences go, one man who's going to be giving you an experience in Malta is sitting right here. Mr. Davar, can I request you to do the talking?
First of all, I'd like to say to all the dignitaries and guests, and my love, Vidya. Sorry I'm so overwhelmed by Vidya being here, because not only she's a fabulous actor, but I don't think you've seen the best of her yet. She is that good. And I know so because she's been, besides my friend, my student. So I love to show off and say, you know, my Vidya was mine.